message about your path from your guardian demons. You have 3 piles to choose from. Choose intuitively, not based on the cards. You have 3 piles from left to right, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose, and I'll see you when you're reading. Hello, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So the message about your path from your demons is that you guys manifest based on your fears. Now, pretty much for everyone, their fears tend to manifest. But for you guys, it seems to be even stronger in this lifetime. Like there was something about your soul contract or your plan for this lifetime that required your fears to manifest primarily more than your desires, and more strongly and more in the forefront than most other people's. And it's because you guys want to attain enlightenment in this lifetime. So in order to transcend this matrix, you need to be free from these limiting fears that are keeping you tied here. So if you guys want your life to go better, because I'm seeing that you're having issues, and you have been having issues pretty much your entire life, like from childhood you've been having issues. And if you want your life to go better, you need to focus your energy on releasing your fears. So all the other techniques and stuff that you've been considering or you've been hearing and that you've tried and that sort of stuff, if they're not focusing on shadow work and releasing your fears, then it's not going to be of much help to you. That doesn't mean it won't help at all, but your main focus and energy needs to be directed towards handling your fears and releasing them. I just want to be clear, this doesn't mean that you can't use positive affirmations. You can use positive affirmations, but you just have to be using them to release things, not to try to gain things. So looking at your issues, the common thread, the common issue that keeps recurring in your life, even though it's with different people and in different situations, the same issues that keep recurring will give you clues as to what your fears are. So you need to back engineer what your fears are based on the negative situations that keep repeating themselves in your life. For example, if you're constantly having relationship issues, like you're always fighting with relations, or you always get treated poorly by relations, you need to back engineer what kind of fear you have surrounding relations with other people that is causing this to continue to manifest. And from there, your techniques and attention needs to be directed towards releasing the fear that is behind the situations. So instead of trying to focus on like making the situation better, like for example, making your relations work or move smoother, you should focus on releasing the fear that is causing your relations to be poor in the first place. So with this spirit card here, this is telling me that you guys do have guardian demons who are assisting you. And they, if you call upon them, they can help you specifically with releasing your fears and with finding your fears. They're not really going to help you with anything else. They're not going to help you with like manifesting desires. They're going to help you with releasing fears and discovering what your fears are. So if you want to work with them, and say you've tried working with them in the past and it hasn't really amounted to much, you didn't really get much results, is because you were trying to work with them to manifest your desires, as opposed to working with them to release your fears. That's where your energy needs to be directed, and that's what they're going to help you with. Now, it's whether or not you believe in fate. With this Hand of Fate card here, it's basically written or predetermined, because time is not linear. So the future has already happened in some level, on some plane. It has already occurred with this Hand of Fate next to the Chalice, that you will be successful at releasing the bulk, if not all, of your fears. At the very least, you'll be successful at releasing the major ones that are keeping you tied to the earth realm, which will allow you to transcend if you still want to. So it has already occurred in some level, on some plane, that you are successful at it. All you need to do is just align with that timeline where you are successful at releasing these fears, these limiting beliefs that are causing these recurring patterns, negative patterns. So that should be of some consolation. Sometimes you guys are thinking, will it work? Will it not work? Will it ever work? Well, I'm here to tell you, or your demons are here to tell you, that it will indeed work, because it has already worked on some timeline, in some dimension. And you just need to align with it in this timeline. So you will get there eventually. The question is, how long will it take for you to get there? That's the question. But it's inevitable that you will get there. So do some shadow work, back engineer what your limiting beliefs and fears are based on the recurring negative situations in your life, and focus on releasing those fears. Facing those fears in micro doses will assist in releasing them. So trying to pretend that they don't exist, trying to ignore them, is not going to work. Trying to bury them even deeper in your shadow is not going to work. It needs to come up to the surface, and it needs to be dealt with directly. So instead of trying to deal with the situations, the negative situations themselves, deal with the fear or the limiting belief behind those negative situations, and then those negative situations will dissolve. So that's where your attention needs to be. So for your path to go smoother, your demons are telling you that that is where your attention needs to be focused. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you in my next reading. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So the message about your path from your demons is that you need to follow your intuition when it comes to your life path and what you do with your life. We have the Seer card here. It literally says follow your intuition. And it's because your intuition is leading you towards where you need to be. So I'm seeing an issue where most likely your family, and it could also be friends, because you start off with your family having this mindset, and then you grow up and you attract friends with the same mindset. So, and then you can also attract romantic partners with the same mindset. So it could be all three. But most definitely your family has an idea of you remaining small in your life. It's not that they're trying to consciously restrict you. It's that this is what they expect from you, because this is what they received themselves in their own lives. So mediocre jobs, for example, mediocre education, mediocre life output in general. This is what they've been able to accomplish in their own lives, and therefore this is what they expect from you. Unconsciously, they also fear that you're going to surpass them. Now, people don't like to be shown up, quote unquote, by people who are supposed to be beneath them in some manner. So if these are your parents, you are their child, subconsciously, you're not really supposed to surpass their success because they're supposed to be the ones who take care of you. So you're supposed to meet them at where they're at. You're supposed to match their success, but you're not really supposed to surpass it. Again, this is subconscious. Most of them are not conscious of this because most people would be mortified of the fact that they believe that their offspring should remain equal to them or lower to them in terms of their life output and their career. Most people would not want that. And so it's subconscious, and it's an ancestral pattern that is ingrained in them and is also ingrained in you. So when it comes to friends and romantic partners, you've also attracted friends and romantic partners or romantic partners who have a similar mindset. So they have similar jobs, similar lives to your family. You guys are of the same class, and they expect you to be at a certain level. So your intuition now has been trying to lead you to a higher level. With this Emperor card here, next to the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, we have your higher self trying to lead you to a higher level of output and success. And we have you trying to juggle this, but with the expectations of your family, your friends, and or romantic partners. So you feel guilty subconsciously. Some of you guys are aware of this, but if not, it's subconscious. You feel guilty of the possibility of you surpassing your friends, surpassing your wife, surpassing your husband, surpassing your parents in success. And you feel like you'll be letting them down or betraying them if you surpass them in success. So you're subconsciously limiting your own success. So if you keep finding that you're having blocks on your path towards attaining success, some of you are actually trying to attain this higher success that your intuition is leading you towards, but you're coming against blocks. Well, this is the block. It's a subconscious block. You don't want to betray your friends, your family, and your romantic partner, and therefore it's a subconscious block that's occurring. And others of you are not even trying to attain this higher level of success because from the get-go, you don't believe that you'll be able to attain it, and you don't believe that you deserve it. So that's the subconscious block. You don't believe you'll deserve it, and you don't believe you're capable of it. And again, it's about the programming that you received from childhood to be mediocre. So you need to release these subconscious beliefs in order to remove the hindrances that have been hindering your path. So your demons are telling you that this is what's been hindering your path. It's nothing in the 3D that you can point to. It's that you're afraid that you're going to betray these people. You're afraid you're going to have to let them go if you surpass them. And quite frankly, you might have to let some of these people go from your life if you do, for you to be successful, and if you do surpass them, because they're not going to be able to come with you. Some people will have to be dropped. That's just the way life is. So you need to come to terms with that, and you also need to believe that you deserve it, because you might think that based on your family line you don't deserve that higher level of success. Well, you need to believe that you actually deserve it, and you need to believe that you can actually accomplish it, because if you're basing your level of accomplishment or capabilities of accomplishment from your family line, you're going to hit a ceiling. But where your intuition is leading you, it's leading you to a ceiling that is above your ancestral line. So you need to dissolve and resolve these conflicting beliefs here in order to reach the next level. So that is where your energy needs to be directed in order to remove these hindrances in your life. You can start off by spending less time with these people who are keeping you locked into your current situation based on their energy. You could even delete them from your life completely. You may need to break up with a romantic partner. You may need to sever contact with certain friends and family members. But their energy is going to continue to rub off on you if you continue to spend a lot of time around them. So you need to limit the amount of time that you spend around these people, because your influence is coming heavily from other people, both in terms of their energy and also what they say, and also ancestral patterns that are ingrained in you. So that's where like most of your issues are coming from. It's from other people. So you need to limit your contact with these people and see if you can be around people who are already at the level or who are moving towards the level that you want to attain. So if it's some sort of specific career, like for example, engineering, I just, came up with that. It might be that for some of you guys. You need to be around people who are currently in school for engineering or who are already engineers, as opposed to your current friend group who all work in a similar field to the field that you're currently in. Some of you guys will need to go back to school. Some of you guys are already in school. So those of you who are already taking steps towards this, but you're coming across blocks, like I mentioned, some of those of you where that's the case could already be in school or could already have passed school, but I really don't feel like most of you guys have passed yet. And then those of you who are not taking the steps, like I said, are not even trying to get the higher education. So a lot of you will need to go back to school. Your intuition is going to lead you towards the next step to take. So don't try to think about it logically, like what's the next step to take. Like, of course, sometimes it might be obvious, but your intuition is what's leading you, and your intuition is going to tell you what next step to take. Maybe the next step is getting a different job. Maybe the next step is applying for school. Maybe the next step is moving somewhere new. Whatever it is for you, your intuition is going to lead you towards the next step. But in general, for this entire reading, like I said, you're going to have to limit your contact with these people. Okay, so those are your messages from your demons about your path. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. So the message about your path from your demons is that a big upheaval is either currently occurring or will soon occur in your life. So be forewarned and brace yourself. So you're going to have, or you're currently having, a large combative issue in one area of your life, one significant area of your life, or a bunch of combative issues in multiple areas of your life. So the biggest ones I'm seeing are career, so at your current job. I'm also seeing with friends, your current friend group, and I'm also seeing with family members, and I'm seeing it in that order of descending probability in this group. So most of you guys are are dealing with this combative issue at job and with your work. Second group, quantity of you guys, it's your friends, and the least quantity of you guys, it's family members. But you should know which group this is because it should be happening, and if it's not happening yet, maybe you'll be able to project which group this is going to hit the hardest, but you will see at some point which group this is going to hit. So it's balancing forces that are coming into play to help you with your manifestation. So a lot of you guys in this group are mages, witches. You do your own magic. I'm seeing it with this card here, the Mystic Circle, and underneath the deck I do have the Wizard card. I will show you. So I'm seeing a lot of you guys do practice magic, and you did some sort of spell, some sort of ritual that is causing this calamity. So some of you guys are going to think that the spell or ritual didn't work. And of course, there's a small group of you guys who haven't done this spell or ritual yet. This is all occurring in the future, but most of you guys have already done it. And you're thinking that it didn't work, or you will be thinking that it didn't work. or backfired in some manner, or you're being punished for maybe sending a curse to someone that one time a year ago or something like that. That's not what's occurring. What's occurring is that the spell or ritual actually did work, but it's working on a grander level than you anticipated. So maybe you guys all did some sort of ritual, or you will, for an increase in probably abundance, or an increase in your status in some manner, an increase in your life satisfaction. And this is in alignment with your path. You're supposed to have a more significant life, one that is more satisfactory to you. So that's actually supposed to occur. So that's why this ritual or spell worked, or will work, is because it is in alignment with your higher self, what your higher self wants. So if you're feeling like you want to make more money, your higher self definitely wants to make more money. If you're feeling that you want to live in a bigger house, your higher self also wants to live in a bigger house. So whatever this is for you, this increase in your life, your higher self also wants this increase in status. And in order for that to occur, something needs to break down, or multiple things need to break down, because they are tying you down to your current level that you're at. So for most of you guys, really, it's your job, and your job is just simply not going to pay you what you want to earn in order to have the lifestyle that you want to have. So you need to leave this job. And in order for you to actually take steps towards leaving this job and take steps towards a better job or starting your own business, something needs to occur with that job, and you need to lose it. So chances are you're going to lose it, or you're going to fight with coworkers or management or something like that about something, and you're going to want to leave yourself. So either you're going to be let go, or you're going to want to leave due to some argument or some friction. For those of you where it's friends, this friend group is keeping you limited and is keeping you at the same level. Some of you guys were also drawn to pile 2 because there are lots of similar themes between you and pile 2. In pile 2, their friend group was keeping them at the same level as well. And for some people in this group, it's your friend group who are keeping you at the same level because they all do the same types of jobs that you do, or they're living the same level of life that you're living, and you want to be at a higher level. So you need friends who are at a higher level. So you're either going to have arguments and friction with friends, your closest friends, or you're currently having arguments and friction with your closest friends, and you're going to have to cut them off, or they're going to cut you off, or your relationship is going to sever in some manner. And then for those of the other group of you where it's family members, same idea. Some sort of combative issue is going to occur, and there's going to be a distancing between you and these family members who are keeping you at this level. So in order for you to attain this higher level that you are requesting, this thing that is tying you down to your current level needs to crumble. So be prepared for the crumbling to occur. And you do have the serendipity card here and the unicorn card here. So for those of you where it's friends, you have good fortune and friendship right here. So you're going to make new friends if this is friends that are breaking down, and you're going to have friends who are at the level that you want to be at, and who are more in alignment with where you're going in life, and more in alignment with who you are becoming. Because we don't all stay stagnant. You are evolving, and you're going to have an evolution of friends for those of you where it's friends. And for those of you where it's a career, you're going to have evolution in your career. So with this serendipity card, bright new prospects are on the horizon. Even though this career that you currently have is going to break down, you're going to have better prospects that will arise. So just know that they will arise. You will have better prospects, You need to be on the lookout for them. You need to listen to your intuition that will guide you towards them. But quite frankly, it will almost fall into your lap, or it will just be very glaringly obvious to you. It's not going to be hiding. Like, for example, in group 2, they really needed to listen to the intuition, because it was more subtle, the steps that they needed to take. For you guys, I'm picking up that it's going to be almost glaringly obvious. This new opportunity, or this new group of friends, this new, just new opportunity in general is going to be pretty darn obvious that you should take it. Is going to be pretty darn obvious what it is, and obvious that you should take it. So there's not going to be any kind of confusion here. There shouldn't be. If there is confusion, it's because you're overthinking it and you're thinking about what you lost too much. Look into the future. Think about where you're going, what you actually desire, what you asked for in the ritual that you performed. And then once you're focused on that instead of the past, what crumbled, is going to be obvious to you, this new opportunity that's going to present itself to you. So your demon's advice for your path is to not fight the crumbling that is currently or is going to occur. Don't fight the crumbling, because that's just going to ruin everything, and then you're just going to end up staying at the same level, and then you're going to end up repeating the ritual or spell because you're going to feel like it didn't work, but it's because you hindered it from working. So don't hinder it from working. This is what your demons are telling you. Don't hinder the spell from working. And for some of you guys, it might not be an actual spell. For a lot of you guys it is, but it could be manifestation work, maybe vision board, scripting, whatever it is that you were doing or will be doing. Don't hinder it from working, because it is working, or it will work, and it's going to come in the form of a major aspect of your life crumbling. So don't fight the crumbling, and you'll be able to achieve the change that you are desiring. You'll be able to achieve the level of success and life satisfaction that you are desiring. So those are your messages about your path from your demons. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you in my next reading.